Good morning. Well, the Fed did exactly as expected. 99.8% of the people out there got it right. They did the quarter.
Imagine being that point two.
Yes. Yeah. I could have sworn they were going to pivot. And they did their rate increase.
Yep.
We saw a quick spike, and kind of this morning looks like we've gained back some of the losses that we had from the 26th. But overall, life is continuing and actually staying pretty consistent for us. Good morning and welcome to the Orlando Real Estate Buzz. I'm Brendan Rendo and joined as always by Joseph Dion. Where are you at today? That doesn't look like the office.
I'm at Drive Shack. I wish I was able to do something fun here, but I'm actually at an event that's going on inside, but I wanted to be a part of this because we did just have the rate hike. We did just see there's so much going on. And I think, it's important for us to get this information out there because I think a lot of times you see the jargon and you see what's put out on media and all that. And it kind of I feel like it's designed just to confuse people. Right?
It feels that way. It feels like it's when people listen to the highlights, it scares a lot of people.
Yeah.
Rate increases again.
Yep.
And it's been I know we've been very consistent in that we're trying to let people know just what's going on, where we feel the market is going. And a part of that, I think we person who you know very well, which is the owner of UWM, United Wholesale Mortgage. He actually was on CNBC, and it felt good that he was really kind of saying the same things we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Echoing a similar sentiment, which helps.
Yes, exactly. And this is part of his interview. I just wanted to go hit a couple points on it. Oh, we're going to be able to do it.
Do we get the audio? I'm not getting any audio back.
Oh, you're not getting any audio?
What do you think is more impactful in terms of state of housing? Existing currently. Less settled. Yeah, I'm still not getting any audio, Brenda. I don't know if you're getting it. So I think, but really, he was talking about, if you want to highlight and summarize what he was kind of going over into this, and then maybe include a link to this on the recording for us.
Yeah, we'll do that. But here, if you look at the highlight actually on the screen, he's saying the same thing we've been saying, which is people are moving less quickly.
Yep.
If they've got that 3 or 4% mortgage.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. But what's interesting is they actually had their best purchase quarter last quarter overall. So they're continuing to see good, steady business.
Yeah.
One, I think he runs a very good, efficient company overall.
Yeah.
And I think
he focuses on technology and systems and everything.
Yep. And then, he talks about that. But one of the other key points that was in here that I thought was extremely important. Let me see if I can find the highlight. Right there. The historic gap between mortgage and the bond market.
Yeah.
Explain what that means.
So he's basically talking about where your bonds are sitting at, right? And the rate really a lot of this comes into 10-year T's, stuff like that. And then he's also talking about where the interest rates are right now. And that difference between the two, it's the biggest it's ever been, which means that, that spread, if it's way up here, if that spread's up here, at a certain point, it's going to tighten back to where it should be.
Yeah. And I think that's an important point that we've got to bring up to people is that, interest rates are here, but this is what's going on behind the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we've talked about it in that spread may be a little bit higher simply because a lot of mortgage originators, people who hold the loans,
Yep.
are afraid that the rates will start to drop.
Exactly.
And doesn't it take normally about 2.5 years, somewhere in that ballpark, for a servicer to regain his
Exactly.
profitability?
And that's the key is like when we do loans, like the person that's going to hold it after the fact, that servicer, like the company behind it, they're negative on that for, sometimes 18 to 24 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what they're doing right now is we have this huge umbrella of like, we know at a certain point rates will go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're expecting a refinance boom, which means they're basically, a lot of people are going, okay, wait, like I can't be aggressive with pricing right now because I got to make a little bit more spread today
Mm-hmm.
because I know that this loan might not be able to hold for the next 2-3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to hold 5-10 years. It's going to be maybe a year, maybe 18 months, maybe they break even. So now they're like, well, I gotta increase that rate. Like, and you see this across the market as a whole of like, the rates that are being posted and made available are not where you would think they normally should be based off of the data.
Correct. Correct. And if you look and say we're at a flat 4% on the 10-year treasury, the current spread, I believe he said, was roughly estimate around 3.8. So that
Yeah.
means our rate would be 7.8. Historically, they sit about 1.78, or so say 1.8. So if
Mm-hmm.
you look at historically, the rate should actually be sitting about 5.8. So we
Yep.
can actually see a refinance boom and a lot of opportunities for people who are holding back to
Mm-hmm.
be able to get into the house now and actually know there's a good opportunity, very high opportunity that, hey, I can refinance even if the bond market doesn't go anywhere.
Yep.
Even if the
Mortgages, but
even if the bond market stays right where in that trading level where we've been probably for what the past 2 or 3 months,
yeah.
they still down the road, a year down the road, as things stabilize in the economy, will have an opportunity to do a refinance. And there is that spread difference right now. You're 3.8 to 1.8, that you could
Mm-hmm.
drop a point and a half
Yeah.
on your interest rate and save a ton of money.
Yeah. Exactly. And
So,
we will see it. It's just there's that uncertainty right now, and
yep.
it's an industry wide uncertainty. It's a what is really going to happen. And you think back, and I'm going back to like 2008, 2009, to like you saw Lehman Brothers, they collapsed in 2007, right? Like when, but
Mhm.
it wasn't really until 2 or 3 years later that you saw the housing collapse hit its peak,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Well, now we look at what's going on today. Like if you think about that, and what do you and I always say? We talk about all these policies and everything that happens in the economy, these changes. They always take 12 to 24 months to go into for us to see the actual impact. So you've got mortgage companies and you've got the investors and the people that are actually paid hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to determine what rates are going to do, right?
Mhm.
And what's going to happen in the marketplace. Well, they're saying, well, we don't know yet. All this change has happened so fast that we got to pause because it may not be, and it'll be another 12 to 24 months before we see stuff that we did in 2022 hit full
Yep.
cycle.
Yep. And that was something I was thinking about today, and I saw this, and I'm like, I I felt was something very important to show people today. That hey, there is an opportunity down the road, even though you're seeing rates here, and just some steadiness as we've been looking for um in the whole economy will help bring those rates down, take a little bit of that fear away, and all of a sudden, guess what? Our rates are going to start dropping and moderating for people, and there's going to be that big opportunity. I believe he was estimating there's 2 to 3 trillion. There'll be $2 to 3 trillion of refi opportunities out there within the next year or two. So it, and you got to remember, if rates come down, it's going to allow more people to get in.
Yep.
So it could turn around and we could see growth
Yeah.
in the prices again. Where right
Yeah.
now Yeah, we've stabilized quite a bit. You're not seeing that push overall. So I just thought that was a really important thing to look at today. Especially with the quarter point increase. We look at this is I was just curious. What are people looking at? For the next meeting because they got August off. Fed's
Yep,
got August
August
off.
off.
Yep. So right now you got 76 people saying they're going to skip in September.
Yeah.
And let it ride.
Yeah.
So
I think we've got too much. What I think we're going to see is I think we skip September again, and then I think before because we have September, and then when the Feds meet again, so they're going to do October as well, right?
I think so. No, October or 1st of November.
Or yeah, either. I think they'll skip September and they'll go that next one. We'll see potentially another quarter hike. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think they want to. They kind of want to see it, especially everyone's back to school, summer's vacation's done. Traveling's a lot of the traveling's done. People are really back to work and everything after the vacations. Let's see how the economy does. Do the employment numbers stay strong? As they have been. So I'm with you on that plot. Overall. So, but that to me was a big point that I wanted to hit today. Just something a little bit different than just, hey, yeah, they raised again. So
exactly.
And real quick, just hopping right into our numbers for the week. We're back. We're going very steady. We increased to 455 sales from 444 the week before. Our inventory went up a whole 9 houses. Woo! Condos, I mean, their condos are just steady as can be. 146 last week as opposed to 143. And our inventory keeps creeping up on
very slowly.
On the condos. Yeah, very slowly, but yeah, it's creeping up. And then the thing we look at every week, which is our original list price to sales price, this actually went got a 1% increase in the difference because we were about 97.5 last week and we dropped to 96.
Yeah,
as well as the final list price dropped about 0.5%. And that could be, quite honestly, from the rising interest rates.
Yeah,
there were several houses I looked at this week where people got a little scared with the jump and actually backed out of the contracts and came back and gave my clients another opportunity. So people are sensitive, very sensitive on the payments.
Yeah, and I think part of that is like when we talk about the rate, like sometimes these changes they're jerky. Like they'll bump up a 0.25% for a week and then drop back down a 0.25%. So it's not like it's like usually in a stable market we see that rate and it's like, all right, maybe that same rate cost 1,000 or 2,000 more over the course of a month if rates are worsening. We're seeing that going from, well, we might be at 6.625. Now we're at 6.9. Then we're at 7.25. Then we're back to 6.9. Then 6.875. Back to 7.8. Like we're seeing that in the course of 2-3 weeks.
Yep.
So when you get under contract, right? Like it's like you could be quoting and be like, okay, numbers look great, and then a week, you negotiate the contract, get under contract, and now what you were quoted on is gone.
Yes. Yeah, which happened to us. I mean, with a client, we originally, I think we got her pre-approved for 6.5 and all of a sudden the market went whoop.
Yep.
And I was like, holy cow. And it unfortunately put her in a position that wasn't, for her to able to purchase the home.
Yeah.
So prices holding steady. Days on market, exactly the same. So we're holding at that 38. So Orlando's turned into a very stable market overall. And our inventory's kind of flat. So this this will be kind of interesting because generally, a lot of the families, once August hits, I think school for my boys, Seminole County starts August 10th.
Yeah.
Less houses tend to come on the market because families
We see
don't
that
want to
slow
move.
down a little bit, right?
Yep.
And the question is are we going to see that slow down?
Yeah.
I don't know if we can go much slower. I hope not.
It does feel a little slow, doesn't it? When you've spent 2 years of keeping your pants next to your nightstand because if something came out in the broadcast at 6 o'clock in the morning for your clients to see, and you wanted to be out the door, I can actually sleep into 6:30 now. So you can you feel it, you can tell the difference. So condos, oh wait, hold on, I'm sorry. Yeah, single families, then condos, same thing. Their days on market have gone up. And I think part of that is a lot of the condos in the past couple months with the renewals on the insurance have had to increase their HOA fees a lot. I mean, I had a couple clients, roughly about 100. One was 100 and one was $125 a month HOA increases.
Whew.
And it was due to rate changes in the insurance for the entire complex.
Yeah, big, and it's such a big change in number that it's having a huge impact on it.
Yeah.
That's the hard part is, we see, what happened with the condo in South Florida, the unfortunate incident with the condo community in South Florida, that has ripple effects. That's going to impact everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from a pool leak. And now, associations like that scrutiny is getting tighter and tighter. Insurance is getting harder. Fannie Mae guidelines are tightening up. Those are going to be all things that are going to play out over the next year that we'll see condos tighten up. Ones that maybe weren't collecting enough or too skinny or having to increase, and a lot of them were trying to keep that condo due as low as possible to keep them attractive to buy.
Yep. Yeah. Because when you look at it and you're buying a $300,000 condo, and then it's got a $350 a month or a $400 a month HOA fee. You look at that and it's like, do I really want to do that, or do I want to get myself a house?
Yeah, exactly. Because 350 for well, let's say 400,000. That's basically $80,000 of buying power, roughly. Like that's a big difference.
Yep. Yeah, it's making them less attractive than they have been. They were for a while, especially with the home prices increasing. The condos lagged for about a year and a half in seeing the price increases. They've now seen the price increases, but now they're also getting hit with the HOA increases. And again, they're becoming less attractive for people. So, all right, I will let you go. Get back to your function. Hit a couple balls while you're there.
I wish. Not going to happen. But you know what? I'm here to work and answer questions for people. There are some great loan products for investors. So, we've definitely got some opportunities, and I'm going to get back in, and maybe I'll learn something from one of these speakers.
Sounds great. Well, listen, take care, everyone. Thank you. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Thursday. Take care.